It's Thursday, the 23rd of December 2021. Welcome to the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Sean Aylmer.
Morning, Michael.
All right, 5 stories in 5 minutes. Here we go. Story number 1, Sean. The National Cabinet met yesterday, and there looks to be greater agreement around COVID, though despite the massive surge in cases, there's still few new restrictions being mandated.
That's right, Michael. It's a really interesting dynamic at the moment. Cases are surging more than ever before. Governments are loath to introduce restrictions 2 days out from Christmas, and individuals are taking things into their own hands by wearing masks, QR coding, and of course getting tested. Following the National Cabinet yesterday, the Prime Minister Scott Morrison said there wouldn't be any change to the booster timeline. It stays at 5 months after the second shot. Reducing the interval won't speed up the rollout of vaccinations, he said. GPs and pharmacies will make a bit more money for providing the service, and state and territory leaders will rely on an expert medical panel to provide a common definition of what a close contact is and what a casual contact is. Now, that definition won't be available for another fortnight or so. Mr. Morrison also said that while the Omicron variant posed new challenges, so far the hospital system is coping. And mask wearing in indoor spaces is highly recommended, but not mandated. As you mentioned, Michael, the case numbers are surging. 3,763 in New South Wales yesterday, more than 1,500 in Victoria. Both South Australia and Queensland yesterday recorded close to 200 cases, records for both those states. In the ACT, where you have a 98.4% vaccination rate, there were 58 new infections, and Tasmania reported 12 new COVID cases.
Yeah, the situation's certainly getting worse, and I think everyone's just hoping we can get through Christmas before it spirals right out of control. All right, on to story number 2, Sean, and there seems to be a big rush as we get close to the end of the year to get some big deals done, and there was another one yesterday.
That's right, and this one was a real surprise. It involves Link Administration, which has been in the sights of predators all year. It went into a trading halt yesterday, and it emerged that Canadian legal software group Dye & Durham will bid $3.5 billion for the Wealth Management Administration Group. Now, the board of Link has suggested that shareholders accept the bid. Shares started trading again. They jumped 15% immediately. Looks like the board got a better deal for shareholders in the case of Link, even though it took quite a while this year.
Yeah, certainly sounds like it. Story number 3 today, Sean, and we've been talking for a while now about fixed interest rates around the country creeping higher, and yesterday the creep continued.
Yes, National Australia Bank lifted its fixed rate mortgages for the second time this month, but of course, all the lenders are doing that. Now, according to CanStar, which is a financial comparison site, the rising rates hasn't deterred buyers. The size of home loans are still rising. If you look at the numbers, Westpac now has the lowest 1-year fixed rate of 2.34%. It's also got the lowest variable rate of 2.19%. The other 3 big lenders, ANZ, Commonwealth Bank and National Australia Bank, are charging 2.29% for variable rates, and some of the 5-year rates are now as high as 3.59%. Doesn't sound a lot, but it's a big increase on just a couple of months ago.
Yeah, certainly is. Story number 4, Sean, and bad news if there is anyone streaming illegally in your household, because the big telcos in Australia have been told to stamp out illegal streaming.
Yes, I'm sure it doesn't happen in my house, which has 8 children in it between the ages of 23 and 12. None of them would be doing it. Anyway, an alliance of foreign-owned television stations and filmmakers has secured a ban on a bunch of websites that illegally stream movies and other content. Now, the case was led by Roadshow Cinema and included some of the really big names like Disney, Paramount, Columbia, Universal. What it means is that the big telcos, Telstra, Optus, Vocus, TPG, Vodafone, all of them in fact, have 7 days to block the sites of these illegal streamers. So basically, if anyone is illegally streaming video, they probably won't be doing it in a week's time.
No, certainly not. Okay, story number 5, Sean. Interesting one to finish on today. China's enthusiastic property investors are turning their attention to luxury watches.
Yes, apparently a luxury watch presents a better store of value than apartments at the moment. Now, given we've seen the Evergrande crisis and house prices tumble in China, that's probably fair enough, but it's got to be a pretty expensive watch to replace an apartment. Apparently, Rolex and Patek Philippe watches are the most popular, and in fact, there's been a 40% jump in China's imports of Swiss-made watches in the first 10 months of the year. Incredible.
Well, some of those watches can be worth tens of thousands of dollars or more. So clearly, if they're choosing between luxury watches and apartments, there is plenty of money sloshing around in China at the moment.
Yes, definitely.
All right, there we go. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you very much, Sean.
Thank you, Michael.
It's Thursday, the 23rd of December, 2021. Remember to hit follow on the podcast, and why not give us a 5-star rating as well? Star ratings have just been turned on Spotify, so if you're enjoying the podcast, you can be one of the first to give us 5 stars. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was The Fast 5 by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.